Steve Mark, voted best sportscast in Texas by the Associated Press.
I'm Steve Mark, and coming up next on the Clyde Drexler Show, the Cougars shoot for their second conference win. Two former teammates tip off against each other, plus Clyde's plays of the week.
Now, live from KPRC Channel 2, the Clyde Drexler Show. Here are Steve Mark and Clyde Drexler.
You know, this is my favorite part of the show. It's the intro, so do that again for me.
Take that thing, put it
Oh!
You can only do it once. You don't want to ruin it for everybody.
You can't improve on perfection?
Can't improve on
That's
it.
my favorite part of the show.
Put that thing away. Good catch over there.
That's not to mean that we go downhill from there. All right, so you did all right this week. Split them.
Well, we split against two good teams. Thought we should have had them both.
Dominique, right before we went to that special phone call with the president, I was talking about Steve Mark from our sports department having been working behind the scenes on a kind of special project, and he's sure to tell us about it.
We've had quite a unique project, and I'm hoping we can get Mr. President over here to accept a check. And thanks very much. In just a moment, out of the relief effort came a very, very special opportunity by three people you know well: Roger Clemens, Tracy McGrady, and David Carr. They offered to sign photographs of themselves, and we put it together in one collector's item, a very unique collector's item that's been on the TriStar Productions website and has raised quite a bit of money. This is my good friend Jeff Rosenberg from TriStar, and he has a very special check to present to the president.
Well, on behalf of my team at TriStar Productions, I want to present this check for $15,000 for this incredible effort with Roger Clemens, Tracy McGrady, and David Carr for all the victims. We're so honored to be able to work with you, President, and all the great people out there.
And I know how crazy you are about all three of those guys and all the sports teams here in town.
A unique way to do it. You guys found a niche there. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. TriStar stepping up to the plate, as they say.
Glad to help. And Jeff's company donated all the merchandising, the marketing, and all the production costs on this, and really made it a go, and we thank you for that.
It's our pleasure. We'd love to do it again sometime.
Maybe so. All right. Bill?
Good going.
Steve, and thank you very much for going to work on this behind the scenes here.
Oh, yeah, I think it's really do or die for me.
Not such a sentiment for Houston's premier Olympian, Carl Lewis, who made 1996 his last national championships.
Here is Carl. Good to have you aboard.
Hey, man.
It fits, doesn't it? Hey, we'll talk about the national championships in a second. What's your take on this whole Bailey event?
Well, I guess I've kind of mirrored everybody else, and I think they were trying to answer a question that wasn't asked, and that, the world's fastest human has always been determined by the winner of the 100 meters. And when you try too hard to do something that really doesn't have an answer, then it's difficult to get a great outcome. They're trying to run an event, the 150, that I don't even understand, so how's the public going to understand it?
and your reaction when you saw Michael pull up?
Well, that was really strange, actually. The entire race was strange because Michael didn't look anywhere near like himself of last year. He didn't look as strong, explosive, or anything. And then I was really disappointed in Donovan's comments afterwards because, you never know what's going on in someone's head. People always try to tell you how you feel. And an athlete can have every machine in the world test them, but you only know if you're injured yourself.
Sure. Now to the national championships, which you missed this year. And I get the sense that you don't mind this being a down sort of year.
No, not at all. I mean, for me, last year was the ultimate.
Sure.
I mean, winning the Olympics was just the most incredible experience. I was able to share that with the community, with the people around the world. And I'm very comfortable with this being my last season and skipping the nationals and moving on. And I feel fortunate the fact that I'm at the end of my career, in my last year, saying, hey, it's fine, I'll be okay.
When you get finished healing this Achilles injury that you somehow discovered earlier this year, you'll have an event in Houston to finish everything off. Is that still in the works, and when are you anticipating that might work out?
It's still in the works. It'll be sometime this summer, and for me, it will not be a specific track meet. It's going to be an event that I can celebrate the ending. I'd love to have the greatest athletes in the world come in here and bring in some kids so they can see those types of people and interact with them. So I don't plan on having a specific track meet head-to-head. I plan on having an event that can be shared with the community.
Let's talk hypothetically, and we've talked about this in the past. Say some guy in London next year says, Carl, we're going to give you $1.5 million to try and go for the record again in the long jump. Now, you've passed up big money before after the Olympics. But, I mean, what happens when that? Well, obviously, someone's going to pull that off next year.
Yeah, hopefully I'm too busy to say yes. Because things are happening. I'm getting offers all the time to do that. But there comes a time when, like Coach Tellez told me, you just have to say that's it. And I've made that decision. And if people want to make offers, that's great. I'll definitely field them. But hopefully I'm too busy to do anything like that, and I can sit back and enjoy what I watch.
How hard is that to turn those offers down, to stick firm to your plans of last year, to say, no, after the Olympics, I'm going to taper it off?
Well, initially it's difficult. I mean, because you say, gosh, these are things that may not ever happen again. But at the same time, I'm very, very thankful spiritually. I mean, the Lord gave me that last gold medal. I'm so thankful about that. I go to bed every night and say, you know, he didn't have to do that for me. So I'm happy. I'm going to stick with my decision.
Well, congratulations with that at least. And we'll see you later in the summer, right?
Sure will. See you later in the summer.
U of H?
That's right. We'll be out there, and I want to end it right at my community, right there in Houston where it's always been. And good luck to Leroy and Mike because they can do it this time. 1-2, 1-2.
That'd be neat. Carl Lewis, you're
great.
the best.
Thank you. Good seeing you, Steve, as always.
Thanks. Someone who knows a thing or two about comebacks and Evander Holyfield quite a bit, Big George Foreman. Champ, thanks for coming on with us tonight.
I think Holyfield's got some iron in that head.
Iron, huh?
Iron head.
Well, what do you think of it? Is this Holyfield comeback? Is this for real? I mean, he's been used up so much lately. Can he challenge for a title again?
Oh, no doubt about it. Heavyweights stick around for a long time. They're always old in that business.
Well, you know, when you were 39, George, you didn't have nearly as much mileage as Evander has now.
Yeah, but Joe Louis fought so many ex-heavyweight champions. Rocky Marciano, he fought ex-heavyweight champions when they were old. It's only logical that Evander Holyfield will be around until he's about 60 also.
Well, first up, who's going to win Tyson Lewis?
Oh, I think Tyson's going to get it in about 3 rounds.
That quick?
Yeah, because Lennox Lewis is trying to prove that he's the toughest guy. If he takes his time and uses skillful jabs and don't try to be loaded into a fight, he can whip Tyson in 12 rounds. But if he gets into a slugging match, that little rascal will sneak under there and hit you with a fare-thee well.
George, you're promoting another card, and you've been doing this. You've been quite active at promoting fights. Talk about this coming up. And is it harder being a promoter than you anticipated?
Not hard at all. I'm just happy to be active. I don't have to leave out of town. The box will be happening right in the Houston area. And this Clifton Rubin, he's going to be a thunderbolt. One day, you'll be hearing people say it. And from Houston, Texas, the next heavyweight champion of the world. That's all I want. And there are some lighter weight divisions also. They got some talented guys who are going to be fighting on next Tuesday.
You know, you spent so many years ripping up guys who are promoting your fights. I hope the tables aren't turned here, George.
Oh, yeah, they're going to rip me up. I just need a Dun King hairdo so I can really get them.
Well, we're hoping that will not be the case soon. I mean, how far do you want to take this promotion business of yours?
I'd like to at least promote for another 15 boxing matches so I can at least produce at least 4 or 5 contenders so that the world can hear the name Houston, Texas from Houston, Texas again. You got to give something back. I've been so fortunate to receive so much from boxing. We had Earl Gilliam right here in Houston who promoted a lot of my boxing matches, and I'd just like to be able to do something and give something back to the area.
I know that you were against your daughter fighting in the ring, but will you eventually promote any of her bouts?
Don't bring that up, please.
Well, I meant it in a nice way, George. You know that. She must be watching.
She must be watching. Hi, Frida.
Hey, let me ask you something seriously, George. You know, this week there's been so much discussion in baseball about steroids and that sort of thing. Is this going on in boxing? Are you worried about it in your sport?
You know, it's so strange. There's so many guys who want to be big and want to be strong who are not naturally like that, and they'll do anything to get like that. Fortunately for me, since I was a little baby, I've been trying to take weight off, and people wouldn't even allow me to play with babies my age. I was naturally strong. But I'd like to see that stuff abolished because in the end, the athletes suffer. Although they make big money, they end up with big problems.
Well, guys in boxing obviously have to bulk up at some point. Is this going on in your sport?
I hope not. I've heard some rumors, but to say I've seen it, I couldn't tell you that. I know one thing, I've had the belly bump for so long, I never needed it.
No, not in your case. Hey, Champ, I appreciate it. As always, it's a treat to be with you, and thanks for coming on board, and good luck with the latest of the promotions that you're going on this week.
I'm going to make a comeback. I know I can do it.
Well, if anybody can, we know you might. Thanks, George. I'll see you later.
Now, the Rockets Roundtable with former Rocket and Hall of Famer Elvin Hayes.
I think the Rockets going to really have a very, very exciting team, but I think Rudy going to have to make a decision.
Now, my friend, I can't let go of the comment you made about this team being as good as 1994. There's obviously light years between what this team can accomplish and be feared in the playoffs versus something of that magnitude.
No, that's what they said in '94. But also, you have a basketball team here, which is in all positions are very much solid. They have really, with Cato right now, if Olajuwon, contributing, if Cato contribute, you have a good center nucleus right there. You have good Charles have really shown that he really want to go out. He's playing, he's running the court, he's doing the things that he has to do to win. He's really exerting energy. And so I think that from the forward positions and from the guard position, Steve Francis is only going to get better and better. And so with Bryce Drew playing the way he's playing, Chandon Anderson playing, and Katina Mobley, his confidence is growing, and Kenny Thomason, I'm telling you, this basketball team is going to be a very exciting basketball team. People who are giving up their tickets now and not showing up, they're going to be piling into the summit to see this team play. This is going to be a very exciting basketball team.
All right, E. Thanks. As always, you're the greatest.
My man.
Thanks again.